Alright, I gotta work on covering the new Love Is All Around Midsummer DLC before Intiny drops a full trailer, but... Oh man, I'll do that later after a little nap.
You've been a bad boy, Rain.
What the hell, Freddy Krueger? I haven't watched A Nightmare on Elm Street in ages.
Going for a month-long gap between uploads. You think people have forgotten that time for your worst nightmare?
What the? Why on earth am I a middle-aged Caucasian lady?
You got a good imagination, Rain.
Whatever, man, I had worse nightmares.
Huh? I'm trying to help you do your job here.
What are you talking about?
Do you know why it feels like not to be people's worst nightmare anymore? I mean, people's worst nightmare not being able to see ladies like Yuan, Jianing, stronger than anything I can come up with.
I'm not the Emperor Intiny. I don't think I can.
I need you to fix it. That moron Gui and so many others have been getting nightmares, boring ones, even about messing up with those pretty ladies. All this romantic melancholy is getting way too touchy-feely for this cowboy. So tell the world they don't need to worry about never seeing those girls again, so I can get back to do what I do best. Capiche? Time to get thinking.
Hello everyone, Rain here. Intiny has released a few teasers for the upcoming Love Is All Around DLC called The Midsummer of Being Apart and Together, which is pretty exciting because it's the first time Intiny has finally overcame their reluctance and are featuring returning love interests Yuanqi and Yanyu as full-fledged romance options. Thanks to a casting call and some other bits of info, we do have some idea what the Midsummer DLC will be about. So let's not wait any longer and get straight into it. The story features Gui going on a graduation road trip to Guangzhou or Canton with Yuanqi and Lulu, but it's not just pure fun and games. Gui is making the trip to find his high school crush Jianing, who was the girl who got away, and the characters will have to make choices about their futures. First of the returning love interests, we have fan favorite Yuanqi of the prequel or Echoes of Yesterday DLC, played again by Love Is All Around franchise alum Chen. According to a casting call bio, the lively and energetic 4th year university student who has always had a crush on her senior Gui offers to accompany him for a road trip to celebrate his graduation. Along with Gui's best friend Lulu, the trip to Guangzhou was filled with laughter and happiness until Yuanqi discovers that Gui's goal is to go to Guangzhou to find Jianing, his high school first love who was out of reach like moonlight. Oh yeah, I'm sure that went down well.
Game over.
Okay, maybe I'm just being too optimistic. In light of Gui's indecisiveness, likely in relation to love, Yuanqi has to make a choice of her own. My guess is that her choice will involve okay, I don't think Intiny will go that meta. I think the choice is likely about her debating whether to hold on to any small amount of hope that Gui will see her as a potential partner, or to move on from Gui, as mentioned in my exclusive Discord members Q&A.
Shameless plug.
Sorry, but I do have a point here. That is hinted by Yuanqi's name being placed above the word Yu, or the Chinese word for or, because it's meant to refer to a Chinese phrase or question, 与我在一起吗, or are you willing to be together with me? And I believe it's to indicate that Gui will face the choice of being together or breaking Yuanqi's heart. Assuming that this teaser contains some relevant story elements, the DLC might cover Yuanqi's graduation and the wishing coin that Yuanqi gave to Gui in the prequel or Echoes of Yesterday DLC will be a plot point, maybe for Gui to persuade Yuanqi to help him find Jianing perhaps? Based on the initial leak photo, likely a scene where the player has to pick who to spend time with, we know that Yuanqi will have some scenes with Yanyu. Secondly, of the returning love interest, we have another beloved prequel or echoes of yesterday DLC character Yanyu, played again by Zhiyao. Her casting call bio states that the 22-year-old is frank, but sincere and generous. She's very principled about what or who she loves or hates. She just graduated from university and her relationship with Gui in high school was one that ended abruptly. My guess is that Yanyu dropped out of the particular high school Gui, Jianing and Lulu attended, as the latter said she hasn't been seen in school for a while, likely and understandably from the bullying she faced. Of course, it would be interesting to see how Intiny will explain this weird vision of her or the fever dream that was the prequel DLC's Chapter 5, but I guess it will be explained by Gui's guilt, his feelings of
In this world, there is true love in the darkest of shadows and in the most ordinary places. These are the true stories of the innocent yet unimaginable kind of love. When university student Gui embarks on a road trip with close friends Yuanqi and Liu to find an old high school flick, he finds himself experiencing strange visions, ghostly images of Jianing, memories of a past that may or may not have happened. But are these manifestations of guilt or the work of something more sinister? Between the world we see and the things we love, there are doors. When they are opened, nonsense becomes reality.
I don't think Intiny is going down that love with a ghost route. Anyway, her bio continues that after graduating from Guangzhou University, she wants to continue her studies abroad. But when Gui comes to find her in Guangzhou and confess his feelings to her, the peace in life she thought she found is affected like ripples in the ocean. Torn between the love once thought lost and the future of furthering her studies overseas, Yanyu must face the decision on whether to stay or not, a decision that won't be easy either way. Her character arc is likely going to involve her struggling with the peace she's found in life versus the mixture of uncertainty and hope when Gui comes back into her life, something we can see in her first teaser. Another part which I hope but unsure on whether Intiny will be bold enough to explore is perhaps Yanyu expressing some hurt feelings on how Gui indirectly contributed to her being bullied. The mention of Guangzhou University and Guangzhou City previously in Yuanqi's bio establishes the city will be one of the main settings. In her first teaser, we can see Gui's dog profile picture in a WeChat conversation between him and Yanyu. We know based on the icons that Gui and Yanyu exchange a few voice messages with each other. Based on the few moments I was able to find that weren't blurred out, we know that she initially wrote, "Gui, I have something to do. Let's meet next time instead," which I think is repeated in the second reply based on the similarity of sentence structure and word count. Eventually, Yanyu changes her mind when she texts back asking, "Are you free tomorrow?" and then gradually decides to. There was a Mid-Autumn Festival greetings video featuring actress Zhiyao saying,
你知道吗？中秋节是这个世界上最浪漫的日子，人们在这一天相聚在一起，就是为了看最美的月亮。我想和你一起对着月亮许愿，希望你天天开心，事事顺意。
But it's hard to tell whether a Mid-Autumn Festival date would happen or this is just a festival greetings video filmed in advance. I'm not gonna lie guys, the BIOS last sentence really makes me feel Intiny will.
Oh, you ripped my heart out. Will you come back to do it again?
Normally at this point of my news update videos, I would talk about the other love interest BIOS, but I have to put a disclaimer here due to something I noticed in the casting call. In the casting call, Yuanqi is described as the leading lady role and Yanyu as 女二, literally meaning second female, or more likely the shortened form for second leading lady role, which I have not seen for previous casting calls. calls like those for the prequel or Echoes of Yesterday DLC or Love is All Around 2. This is reinforced by one other version of the casting call describing this DLC as one with 2 female leads. If this aspect is still true, the best case scenario will be that Yuan and Jianing's roles will be very prominent, probably like Love is All Around alum actress Zheng Yao's role as Fang Zilian in Game of Fate 2, where arguably she was the canonical love interest, but at the same time, the other love interests like the older Xiao Kui and Gu Xifang did have a fair amount of scenes. The worst case scenario will be like Bye Bye in the prequel or Echoes of Yesterday DLC.
你对我感不感兴趣？
我现在很爱情。
Access denied. Where at best she was just a flirt option despite being marketed as a full-fledged love interest, but we'll have to wait and see. First, for the new female characters, we have Yong, who according to the casting call is 22 to 25 years old and has just come out of a romantic relationship. Deciding to take a solo travel trip, she's an open-minded and transparent person who is gentle and easygoing in words, deeds, and gives a lively impression to others. She reminds me of Jiang Lai or Layla from Such a Guy, and I'm saying that purely from an objective point of view and not because I'm in love with Jiang Lai.
Quit looking at me like that.
We know from another version of the casting call that she gets along well with Gu Yi and the others, presumably Yuanqi and Lao Liu at least, after meeting each other. Her character arc will likely involve discussing the effects of the breakdown of her previous romantic relationship on her. As hinted in the BIOS closing sentence, which is slightly more of an acting requirement, that Yong's actress will need to be able to swap between being gentle, resilient in terms of performance, and various emotional or mental states of mind. So it's possible we'll see Yong not always be gentle or easygoing. Next up, we have Ruru, who is 18 to 22 years old. She's a university classmate of Gu Yi with an attractive figure and dresses in fashionable and sexy outfits. She's sweet, extroverted, and likes to take the initiative. We know from another version of the casting call that she and her best friend Lulu meet Gu Yi and his group at the campsite, indicating a campsite setting and possibly some camping scenes. The casting call states that Intiny is looking for an actress with vibrant and colourful makeup, giving hints of how this character would look like. I'm not sure about her character arc, but maybe it could involve understanding why she's so willing to take the initiative, maybe post-university life since she was a university classmate of Gu Yi, or wait, don't tell me, she has a secret thing for Gu Yi as well? I mean, it's not like Gu Yi has a list of classmates who have a thing for him. Oh right. Thirdly, we have Lulu, who we don't know who her actress is, but she's described as an 18 to 22-year-old woman who is also a university classmate of Gu Yi with a tall and slender figure but with a colder disposition. Okay, maybe not that literally. She's Ruru's close friend, dresses elegantly, and has a slightly sarcastic personality. As with Ruru, she meets Gu Yi and the gang at the campsite, suggesting the two characters will be introduced at the same time. The other version of the casting call adds that Lulu is aloof, a person of few words, cautious to open up, but is possibly more emotionally sensitive than on the surface. Her character arc will likely involve getting to know her past the aloof surface and seeing that more emotionally sensitive side of her. Now on to an interesting potential rumor that Jianing, who was previously introduced in the Love is in the Room DLC, might be returning. Jianing is not mentioned in the casting call, but what prompted the speculation was that her actress Liu Dexi was in Guangdong province at the same time as Zhiyang's actress Guo Zhiyao and Yuanqi's actress Tina Chen. And I know what you're thinking. On paper, that doesn't mean anything because having been there myself, Guangdong province is pretty big. But what made people stand up was Intiny's comment to her of "Get an early rest, class monitor," followed by Liu Dexi's response of "You too." For those of you who may not know, this phrase of 早点休息 or "get an early rest" is something you will often say to a colleague or friend when you know they have something important happening the next day. So that's why the rumors went sky high for this. At least that's more informative than these posts titled "Class Monitor Jianing looks old" or
The way love is all around is filled, it made her ugly.
What?
Yeah, real helpful guys. Unfortunately, I'm unsure on whether her role will be a cameo, guest role or main love interest. If it's the latter, it would contradict the casting call's implication that Yuan and Yanyu are the two main female leads. Of course, it's possible that Jianing's inclusion was something added later in the process because during my research for the prequel or Echoes of Yesterday DLC that I didn't have time to cover at the time as it was coming out earlier than expected, there were changes between different versions of the casting call and the final game, such as Yanyu being added later during development and Zhiyao being originally called Wei Shiqi, a video game developer who liked to wear her hair in pigtails. Briefly onto Lao Liu, Guyi's best friend played once again by Xudong, where we get some possible hints of the story or tone from his bio. The road trip with Yuanqi and Guyi results in the gang encountering various situations along the way, leading to Lao Liu coming up with some bad ideas.
还是你来吧，我帮忙喝，谢了兄弟啊！
你可以走了。
That's an understatement entirely, but maintaining his sense of humor and making jokes. In the brief teaser, we see this yellow car that is likely to be used for the road trip is also present in the background of the first leak photo, which I honestly thought was a taxi, so what do I know, right? I'm unsure on when the Midsummer DLC is coming out, but based on the slow release of teasers, I think it will be coming out sometime soon, maybe between late November to next February. Once there's a full trailer, I'll be sure to cover that alongside any other news. Thanks a lot guys for all your support and please take care. Report.
The Emperor in Chinese forces has been stretched thin to contain the operations launched by Story Taco. He even sent Lord Vader to tackle the threat of such a guy.
Although it's questionable to challenge the Love is All Around Empire directly, maybe we can capitalize on this. That fool Chen had no idea what a valuable asset his assassin girlfriend Jianing would be when he and Lin Fang came to save their precious love. Project Tina has proven to be a great success in infiltrating the Empire. Let's use the Emperor's favoritism for the lovely Tina Chen and gather more data for this midsummer project. After all, why confront your opponent openly when you can destroy him from the inside out?